The federal government is extending the ban on foreign nationals buying homes in Canada for another 2 years as housing affordability concerns continue across the country. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland says the extension will ensure houses are used for homes for Canadian families and not as speculative financial assets. Meanwhile, a pair of Canadian pension funds have struck a deal to sell 2 office buildings in downtown Toronto. The Canada Pension Plan Investment Board and OMERS are selling the buildings for $300 million to Deka Group. The buildings include tenants such as Amazon and have been up for sale for the past 6 months. Well, several real estate lawsuits regarding realtor commissions continue to play out in the U.S. and Canada, including a newly expanded Canadian-wide suit or Canada-wide suit that was filed in January. The lawsuit alleges that certain rules prevent competition in the buyer brokerage industry, leading to higher commissions than would be otherwise existing in a competitive market. Our next guest believes that these suits have the power to change the real estate industry and impact pricing down the line. For more, let's bring in Walter Melanson, co-founder and market analyst at PropertyGuys.com. Walter, great to speak with you again. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on again.
So I want to start with what's happening in Canada, in fact, just to get a sense of the last time we talked, it was because there was a Canadian lawsuit that was planning to go forward here that mimicked or mirrored what we were seeing in the U.S. But now that's expanded, Walter?
Yeah, that's right. Last time we talked, we spoke about the Sunderland case, which was a Canadian lawsuit, class action lawsuit that really mirrored those American class action lawsuits that we had been talking about. But since then, there's been a newly expanded lawsuit, a class action called McFall. And the McFall suit looks like Sunderland, except that it has the geographical expansion to now include all of Canada. It includes 72 different regional real estate boards. It includes 10 real estate franchisors and 8 real estate brokerages. So the class action is quite substantial, and it's pretty huge. And
what's the reaction been so far from, within the industry, Walter?
I think the industry, remember, this is no surprise because we really knew something was coming to Canada downwind from the United States, of course. We've been looking at that action. So everyone was kind of expecting this to eventually hit Canada. So there's no great deal of surprise there. I think that, folks, when they look at class action lawsuits, they think, it's going to take a long time to settle these. But there's something kind of different with these, and it has lots to do with the U.S.-Canada situation where a lot of the players that have already settled in the U.S. have already agreed to change the way they do business in the United States. So it stands to reason that these same players might change how they do business in Canada to be able to de-risk their business over the longer term.
And if that latest lawsuit was just filed, then I'm presuming that it hasn't been certified yet as a class action. There are still some stages to go here with it actually, going through the full and formal process.
Yeah, you're right about that. So this is brand new.
Yeah.
So a lot of these regional real estate boards haven't even informed their members yet. So a lot of the 72 regional real estate boards have begun to communicate with their membership, letting them know what the class action's all about. And of course, they're going to want to defend this action. And we'll see where that leads us, right?
Yeah, and CREA, the Canadian Real Estate Association, has pushed back against these allegations to say that they're without merit. But let's dig in a little bit more into what has been happening in the U.S. And even just a bit of a refresher, Walter, because I kind of blew over it. But in terms of what is really at issue here, and has been through the courts in the U.S.?
Well, the whole class actions, they target rules surrounding real estate commissions. And these particular rules have ended in the award of damages of $1.78 billion. And we're talking about rules that drive policies, and policies that drive behaviors, and behaviors that drive outcomes. And the outcome in the United States are that the American consumer pays far too much for their real estate services. They pay too much commission, and that case really put a spotlight that there's been a conspiracy in the United States to price fix, and that price fixing has led to American consumers just paying too much. And when it comes to Canada, it's those same types of allegations. The wording's a bit different, but the lawyers behind this class action are saying that certain rules prevent competition in the buyer brokerage industry, which lead to falsely inflating real estate commissions. So that's really what the focus is. So
in the U.S., there has been a settlement. There's also been a court-awarded damages in when it comes to other realtors or brokerages, and there are more lawsuits now sort of waiting to happen?
Yeah, you got it. These are called copycat class action lawsuits in the U.S. There's 20 of them in total that just sprung up, and they're touching and going across 11 different states, and they've got over 200 defendants. So there's a lot of money at play. Some speculate that there could be, awards exceeding $100 billion, if that gives you an idea of the size and scope of these actions.
Walter, just to come back to Canada before we go here, how quickly do you think we'll see this sort of play out?
Well, it really depends what the folks that are involved in the American suits want to do here in Canada, but they've already agreed to change the way they do business. And we hope that any change is good for consumers. We hope that any change in policy and rules could bring down fees for everyday buyers and sellers. And some analysts have said that real estate commissions, as a result of these actions, could come down as much as 30%. So those are the types of things we'd love to see in the market. Canadians are stretched thin. We pay a lot for everything, and wouldn't it be great if one day we woke up and real estate fees weren't as expensive tomorrow as they are today? So that's what we have to look forward to.